Welcome back to the Affaka show. Oh my god. Well, people, if that's indicative of anything, we are a mess. But let's get into it. It's coming out a day later, which is bad. But look, in the first couple weeks, I think it did come out on a Wednesday. So what do you want? We are going to recap week 11 in the NFL. Moving on from that, we're going to have our show coming out that's going to do our picks and previews for week 13. Week 11, we went up 2 units or whatever. I believe we went 5-3 with our picks. Can't go wrong with a 5-3 day. Get a little bit of fun, make a little money. But let's recap one of the wins, and we'll recap the rest of the games, even some losses. We have Buccaneers 32, Bills 44. The Buccaneers just got dealt a hand with a pissed off Josh Allen. It's just not fair, but what are you going to do? That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. 6 total touchdowns, 3 rushing, 3 passing. He opened the game with a brutal red zone interception. But, sometimes you have to move forward and then dominate your opponent. And that's exactly what Josh Allen did. 3 passing touchdowns. Again, 3 rushing touchdowns. I said it twice. It's important. No other player has done that besides one really, really older player. I don't believe he was part of the Dayton Triangles. He could have been, though. And then it was also another player recently, very good, Josh Allen. So he did it twice, which is crazy. They couldn't get the run game going. If you have that performance coming out of your quarterback, you don't really need to. James Cook had 42 rushing yards, so the Buccaneers' run defense is still present and still humming. The biggest concern is their Buffalo's defense. So it felt like they were getting anything they wanted, this Tampa Bay team, converting a lot of third downs, third and longs, and it was just bad. It was really, really bad, and we've seen this time and time again. That's how the Dolphins were able to carve them up. It's because their run defense is bad. Kind of like Paula Dean. Just, you know what I mean? Sometimes she's not the best, and look, they did make the timely stop when it mattered, though. So all in all, if your defense is able to make such a clutch stop, well, then I guess they're doing something right. But the Buccaneers offense, again, gave them trouble. Baker gave them a ton of life. Baker Mayfield was scrambling again. When Baker scrambles, his team does way better, and he's just like old backyard football, smiling, having fun, and their defense is a red flag for this Tampa Bay team. I think the pass defense is really bad, but again, their run blocking is solid. This game whole flipped when it was a couple minutes left, and then Buffalo was down by a little bit. Buffalo scored a touchdown, and then Buffalo scored that second touchdown and put him up 2 scores. It was just out of reach by then, because the way that Josh Allen was moving, nothing was going to do anything. Look, this Bills, you can't trust the defense outside looking in. That's why I believe this Patriots team had a good way with him. So Josh Allen, he can't be heroic like he was this game every single game. Again, happened 3 times in history, one really old, another one with him. So maybe it could happen again, but let's not count our chickens. I truly don't believe it's going to happen. This defense does concern me. This Buccaneers team, if they get healthy, if their defense gets into form, they can become scary again. But it's like, no Mike Evans. I don't even believe Chris Godwin's playing. They need Bucky back. A lot of their weapons are not here, which is tough. But they have a pretty critical game against this Rams team because, look, like it or not, this Panthers team is breathing down their neck, people. You're thinking to yourself, fuck it, where's the energy? People, it's early morning. So we're getting into form. We're supposed to have everything kind of done and completed, but then the whole Cloudflare nonsense happened. That didn't stop these games from happening, thank God, on Sunday. One of the games, including Rams 21, Seahawks 19. Frustrating, nail-biter. Sam Darnold, he went back to bad Sam Darnold. And I was telling everyone, this could happen. I don't want it to. It could happen. And that's exactly what happened. 4 interceptions in the game. But look, we talk winners first on this show. Rams, they eked out a win. But they got 4 interceptions. They must have dominated. Now, dude, the Seahawks defense is legit. They still held the Rams to 21 after all that. It was bad. They broke up his streak of 4 touchdown games. And the Rams defense, they did step up in key moments, right? They're able to turn the ball over, give the Rams offense such a short field. But it's a little bit shocking that this Rams team couldn't take advantage of it. Maybe Devontae Adams was still a little bit banged up. I mean, we saw a run for a couple times, but overall, something was just not great. But again, they're going to play Tampa next week, so we're going to see what that looks like. Seahawks, though, they played well enough. If you take out the 4 interceptions, having the team start on the short field, they played pretty well. They had a sick pass at JSN. Now, I know you don't get style points, but on the left-hand side, just caught it with his left hand. One of the coolest catches I've ever seen. So nonchalant, no one really cared. And that's what really made the difference in this game, where they were able to move the ball, keep it in it, but they weren't able to actually sustain and finish drives. I mean, the key moment was that fourth interception. The game was close. You maybe could have eked out a win, but then all of a sudden, what happened? You went ahead and you lost. Really just as simple as that, people. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you win, but not today, because they did have a chance to win it at the end with the kicker kicking a field goal. Overall, he missed it. It could have been a makeable-ish field goal, the way these kickers have been playing lately, but all in all, lost. I mean, Rams won. They look like a legit team in the future. Can grind it out, have some wins. Kind of a Mickey Mouse schedule. I'll just say kind of a Mickey Mouse schedule, but that's for the future to decide, people. The Seahawks, their defense is still so solid. I anticipate them to be in the playoffs. A team that a lot of people do not want to play in the playoffs whatsoever. Now it's like, oh, Sam Darnold's bad. Blah, 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 blah. Stop it. They're 7-3. So something they're doing is clearly still moving right. Next game was the game that made me want to throw my head into my television. We have the Broncos 19, Chiefs 22, and it's a frustrating game. In my entire sports betting career, in my entire football watching career, just NFL? No, I just do NFL on the show. I do college as well. I have never been able to time Bo Nix right. If I bet Bo Nix, he loses. If I don't bet him, he wins. And it's just the most frustrating thing I've ever had to deal with my entire life. He was making clutch plays, converted a couple key third and longs. Now he has Troy Franklin humming. This offense is able to move the ball, but it only seems like they are when they need to. They don't just dominate, run it down, throw it down these people's throats. It's just for that. I mean, this Broncos offense really took the life out of this Chiefs defense, and you have Spags, second half, blah, blah, blah. When I said blah, 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 that's me because I was saying all that, and this team just proved me wrong. It was bad. And this Denver team held them to, I believe, only one touchdown. And it was like a weird Travis Kelce touchdown, which I'll get to in a bit. But, I mean, the defense dominated Patrick Mahomes. And you can't really keep him contained, especially off the bye in a mess win. It didn't matter to this team. They just went out there and they did destroy them. Overall, a complete performance from this offense and this defense from this Denver team. Look, they're well ahead to win the AFC West right now, but who isn't is the Chiefs. So Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, off a bye, we all know it's pretty much a lock. They looked flat out unprepared. It was not good. This offense, they're all saying in the beginning of the year, it's the best offense, it's the best team we've had, but yet we aren't seeing the wins. And we know it's not the coaching from Andy Reid. I don't think it's a play from Patrick Mahomes. So what's happening? Yawn break? I don't really know. I truly don't know. But it raises a lot of questions because they had opportunities to lock it away late in these games, but it's the defense. I said I don't know, but I think it's the defense. Truly not playing in those big stops where they need to. For instance, the moment that was so key in this game when it was Bo Nix had a third and long. You thought, okay, this Rams defense, they had a penalty, they had a sack, I believe, or just a tackle for loss. You thought, okay, here it comes. This Chiefs team's going to lock down. Bo Nix, out of nowhere, throws a long 3rd and 14, gets it to half field, and then throws another deep ball. They catch it well within the field goal range. Broncos start looking pretty. So, look, this defense, it continues to dominate. Bo Nix is building chemistry with his receivers, and they're proving that they can win these tight games. Emphasis on tight games. They might get blown out soon. Who knows? This Chiefs team, they're still talented. I think they're 50-50 to make the playoffs. You kind of have to win out. It seems. People, two teams that I believe are both going to be making the playoffs. Eagles, 16. Lions, 9. And now, this was a low-scoring affair. The wind was absolutely insane, which made not a lot of sense for a lot of people. Because they're like, they can't move the ball. Jalen Hurts stinks. Just stop. Jared Goff couldn't move the ball either. Both these quarterbacks are having such tough times. I mean, for the winner, the Eagles, their defense did carry them. Right, you held the Lions to 9 points. Anytime you hold the Lions to 9 points, it's incredible. You have Jalen Phillips, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, all dominating the line of scrimmage. Jordan Davis batting these balls like flies with a fly swatter when you buy it, and it's from the dollar store, and your mother says you better figure this out, and you have to go ahead and hunt through the kitchen to kill the fly. That was basically Jordan Davis was batting down these balls in line of scrimmage. I mean, forced Goff to hurry a lot of his throws. This offense was not humming. They're still trying to force feed it to A.J. Brown. If you guys aren't following, A.J. Brown's like, I'm not getting the ball. And then, so now they're trying to throw it to A.J. Brown, which, try A.J. Brown. What a legend. And I like it. Sometimes, a closed mouth don't get fed. Simple as that. So he's getting targets, and they're capitalizing as much as they can on these. Overall, the Eagles, their defense this past 2 weeks. Sure, they've scored 26 points combined on the offense. That's a red flag. Playing tough weather games, though. Their defense has held these teams to 16 points in the past 2 weeks. Pretty incredible. Jared Goff, though, relentless pressure. When Jared Goff's pressured, he can't throw it. Amon-Ra is dropping balls that usually Amon-Ra should be able to catch. Notice that the past 2 games, a little bit interesting. Their defense, they played well. I mean, they got Philly off the field, held them time with scoring much. They stopped the tush push on a 3rd and 1 and a 4th and 1, so they stopped it 2 times. Now, did the one person go off sides, and that was a total missed call? That's not for me to say. But that happened. Speaking of late calls, this was a pivotal moment in the game. Late in the game, you have A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown goes out for let's start first with a 4th and whatever call that they decided to go for it again, which gave the Lions short field, which they kicked the field goal square, where they kicked a field goal for. People, it's early. And that was pretty dumb because they could have punted it away and they would have had drive field. Whatever. This was a 3rd and long. They threw it, and this was probably going to give this Lions team, I would say 10, 20 seconds left or whatever it was, if they didn't pass this, right? They throw it to A.J. Brown, didn't catch it, pass interference, and it looked to be offensive. And at the end of the day, it became defensive. Eagles win basically off a penalty. But look, there are missed penalties on both sides. What do you guys expect? So look, this Eagles team, when their defense plays well, which it has been, they're scary. Their defense is scary. The addition of Jalen Phillips adds another element to their pass rush. They're kind of rounding into form. This Eagles offense, biggest question marks we've seen my entire content making career, which is the past 2 years. It's interesting. It's bad. And then the Lions defense, it's elite. Its health is improving, which is huge. Off just sometimes in outdoor games, when the weather's bad, when not everything's clicking, is bad. The offense is great when it's clicking. When you're not converting the 4th downs like they were not, it's bad. So you have to figure that out. Well, people, those are my quick game recaps. Sorry. We're yawning big time today, boys and girls. Time to do the power rankings. We do the power rankings every week on the show. Juggernauts tier, we have Eagles 1, Rams 2, Bills 3, what? Seahawks 4, Chiefs 5, Lions 6. So most of those teams, NFC. Then we have the Any Given Sunday tier. This means that this can beat the Juggernauts any given Sunday. Broncos, Patriots, Colts, Ravens, Bears. Not rotten milk tier. You pull the milk out and go, this ain't rotten, but it's still okay, I guess. You have the Buccaneers, San Francisco, Vikings, Packers, Jaguars. Smells off milk. You take the milk out of the fridge, just give it a sip, go, ooh, that's a little bit off. Steelers, Panthers, Chargers, Texans, Cowboys. I'd probably switch Panthers and Steelers now that I'm speaking about it. We have for that home tier, Falcons, Dolphins, Giants, Bengals, Browns. And you just have, if you're a fan, I'm sorry, Commanders, Raiders, Cardinals, Jets, Saints, Tennessee. People, that's it for me for today. Lackluster performance on my head. I know. We're going to get after in the Thursday show. It's going to be electric. People are going to be happy. I was able to bet the Bills at -3, so that's huge because right now they're at -6. What do you want the pace to be in the live show?